Welcome to New Forest Morphs. Today we're continuing with our Jedi series. Welcome to Jedi, Master Jedi. This is a special part 2 series this Sunday on our vlog, and I welcome Mandy to our facility. Thank you for being our camera lady. Today we're going to have some fun, and we're going to start off with a special tribute done in Jedi style from my mother, who's requested a musical item, Mum and Dad's favourite, and this is just for you.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Make me happy when stars are grey. Remember how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Now my so I hung my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Well, that was for you, Mother. I shall now put the Jedi forces back. Thank you, Mandy. I thought that was a beautiful rendition of that song. I remember Mum and Dad singing that when I was young, and I know that my Mum and Dad sing it to each other because they love each other, and I think it's just wonderful, and I think it's a beautiful song. So that's for you, Mum and Dad. I am taking some further requests, and we've got James has come up with a really good one, which we'll do. There's some rock coming our way next week, but keep those playlists coming, guys. Any suggestion? I'm building up a New Forest Morphs playlist, so every video will have at least one playlist song that we're going to select from our subscribers, so thank you very much for the input. There is another suggestion from my nephew Joe, who with his brother Paul suggested they would like me to give you guys a choice to dress me. So obviously over the next few weeks you'll be seeing quite a few new characters coming into New Forest Morphs, and I know everyone out there loves snakes, but also this channel is not just about snakes, it's all about our well-being, and it's all about a little bit of entertainment and a little bit of fun. So please be patient with us. If you're looking for snakes all the time, you won't get that every single day, but you're going to get a nice mixture of the two. And I'll interject some practical tips, and I'll bring out a few snakes. At the moment my snakes are kind of sleeping, I don't want to disturb them because it's feeding night tomorrow. So they're all kind of nicely tucked into bed. We've separated all our breeding pairs, and now they're all settling down ready for a good feed for tomorrow. So everything is looking good there. So the idea that Paul and Joe, my nephews, come up with was they want me to suggest a dressing playlist, like a costume playlist, a costume list. And Joe's come up with an idea here, which I'm going to share. He suggested that I should either wear a bikini with some fishing waders, which sounds a bit funny. Not sure that will turn Mandy on at all, but I'll probably turn her off. A Hawaiian shirt with some shorts, so come in and do a Hawaiian Beach Boy. So I can feel the Beach Boys song might be coming on there. So you can match the song with the outfit. Pokemon, anyone that loves Pokemon out there, they want me to dress up as a Pokemon character. I'm happy to do that, but it might take a little bit of time and money to do that, but we can certainly look at that. And the other one is to dress up with an animal costume. So let me know of those 5 which ones you want me to do. Do you want me to wear a bikini? If I have to wear a bikini, it's a size 42F for me, Mandy. So I don't know whether we can get one online, but it will need, but I'm quite happy to wear a bikini. But Joe, my 2 nephews, Joe and Paul, said if I go that route, they want me to have a wax before I wear it. So I don't know if you've got a wax kit, Mandy. You know when you remove all your body hair? They're suggesting that before I do that, I've got to remove all my body hair. Don't know whether that's a good idea or not, but I'm happy to do it. So if there's enough people that want me to do it, I'll do it for you guys. If it brings you happiness and it brings you sunshine, I'll be your sunshine. Okay, so there's some ideas. If you want me to wear anything else, or maybe wear less, then let me know within reasons. Obviously this is a family channel here, so please put some comments on the link below and let me know what you want me to wear. If you've got a favourite character or a favourite outfit, let me know. So what else has been going on? Well, this week Rob at Royal Bulls has announced a 5th breeding season video, which he's just put out, which I watched last night, or 2 days ago. Fantastic, Rob. That was a masterclass in ovulation. And I would recommend anyone who hasn't seen it, jump onto Rob's channel, that is Royal Bulls, and have a look at that video. It is beautiful. Talk about detail, talk about put flesh on the bones. I just love the way that Bob explains things with his very scientific approach, but he makes it easy for us to understand. So this week, Jared and I are going to be talking about ovulations. Will be the main subject of the week to prepare us for the ovulation. I think Rob's had 2 ovulations early, so that's what prompted him to do this video earlier. So thank you, Rob, and it's all very helpful because hopefully all of us are going to start to get some ovulations. I don't think we've had one yet, but I think some of our girls are getting close. So when that happens, we shall let you know, and we'll bring you live footage. Oh, talking of live footage, a couple of my viewers, Joey and Stephen, have asked me to bring in my head camera, which I have brought in. And I'll show you one of my Jedi tools, which is this one here. When I go fishing and I do my fishing videos, obviously I've got my hands, I need to be hands-free, okay? So that's a head camera, okay? And I can take this apart and I can put this little camera in one of the rubs, and it can give me up to 14 hours of footage, which will then, perhaps, if I can remember, when we pair our snakes next week, this camera is going to go inside one of the rubs. It's got a wide angle lens, gives me 180 degrees of focus. It's also very good in poor light. And I'll go in and then I'll have a look at the footage to see what actually happens amongst the breeding pairs, because I'm convinced that we're getting more locks than we're seeing. And this will tell me how many locks in a day, how many locks in 2 days, how many locks in 3 days, what's the pre-marital foreplay that's happening in the rub before they get going, because there's going to be a lot of that going on. The female will be lifting her tail up and shaking it all about like a rattlesnake, the male will be getting aroused. He'll be running around that rub, picking up all the hormones. I've never seen it. I don't know anyone else out there that's actually done it. I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. So that's the camera. It's a Contour. These are waterproof. They're poo-proof. I've just got to work out a way of fixing. They come with an internal battery, so there's no need to wire them up. I've just got to find out how I'm going to secure it safely in the rub and see how we get on. Anyway, there's one to look forward to this week. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a taste of what's happening this week. So it's a Jedi week, so we're using our Jedi forces. I want to welcome 2 new subscribers that we've had over the last few hours. One of them's called Venom. I must get my glasses on. Did I bring my glasses in, man? Let me get my glasses. Jedi sight. So we've got Venom Wonderful, and we've got a guy called John at Elite Exotics BP. A big shout out to John. He has got some amazing snakes. He's got some sunset projects, and he's based in the US of A. He and I have just been contacting each other. He's got his own YouTube. He's got a lovely setup, guys. Jump on that channel, give him some love and support, and you'll be amazed at the projects he's got. And he looks like he's an old prospector when it comes to gathering gold. Someone that he looks as though he's been around for a while and he knows his stuff. So I think he could well be a fellow Jedi. Not sure what level of Jedi he is, but we'll soon find out and get to know him, build that relationship up with him. Go give him some love. So I've put out a little feeler and told him I'm looking to get into the Sunset Project, and he said he's going to hopefully have some this year, all goes to plan, and he'll keep me posted. So thank you, John. Do let me know what happens, and I'll be more than happy to see whether we can do something on the sunset side with you, and I'm very happy about that. So this is another beautiful blessing of this channel. We're connecting with people all around the world, and it helps us to be able to reach into projects and share our projects with fellow people out there. I think it's wonderful. I think a lot of blessings are going to come from this channel. Already I'm seeing so many blessings coming. I'm so grateful for you guys having the enthusiasm and positivity to keep me pumped, basically. I am pumped right now. So, thank you so much. Now let's just go through a few of the ideas. Hamlin, big love to you, Hamlin. Good friend, good brother. I asked, could you give me a name for the nun character we had yesterday? And he came up with Sister Regus, which I like. I also like Sister Agnes. So what do you guys like of the two? Which one would you go for? Or is there another sister I'm missing? Is there one that's got an even sissy sister snake? That's what we're looking for. Something with sister in it would be great. So James wants me to add another. He wants me to add another song to the playlist. He wants me to do He wants me to do the Sandman track. So I'm going to have a look at that one and see what I can do for you there, James. We've also got Joey and Stephen. As I say, they're the ones that wanted me to get the head camera going. So we'll get that going, guys. Thank you for this suggestion. And I believe it might have been Stephen, or was it Joey? I can't remember. They want me to do a time lapse, so we'll do a time lapse on that. Poor old TNC Reptiles is up to his eyeballs in work this week. He hasn't had a chance to catch up on any of the films, and he said he's been having a good giggle at all the thumbnails. So a big thank you to Jared for doing the thumbnails. Adam's going to do some thumbnails for me today on these videos, so thank you to Adam. So it really is helping. So even the thumbnails are giving us a bit of a laugh. And we've also got some other feedback from some other guys out there. Monster McFly, thank you and welcome to the channel. He says keep on the good work. He's enjoying the videos. Gary Lana, he says your videos put a sunshine smile on my face. So there we go. And Ben Bernard, he says I just love the humour. Now of course there's always going to be two sides to everyone's views on these films, and you get some really interesting views, and I want to express my gratitude for all the negative views as well that are out there, because it helps me adjust myself, or it helps me to maybe show them some extra love. And so Emmanuel, he's put out a double comments, and he is annoyed with me, I think. He's given me 2 double S's in his terms, and I've had to say to him that small s standing for a naughty word. And Emmanuel, I don't mind you expressing an opinion, but can you keep it clean, please? Because it is a family show, and I've given you a yellow card. Where's my yellow card? I shall bring out the yellow card. You're on a warning, Emmanuel. If you go again, it'll be a red card and you'll be off. But I would want you to stay on the channel, but be positive, be encouraging. It'd be lovely to get some positive feedback from you. It'd be nice to see that. But we are trying our best. We'll try and bring in some more snakes and try and satisfy your desire to have snakes. I know that the balance isn't always right, so we appreciate your feedback. But please, communicate in love, and please communicate using clean language. So, let's see. And I had some other advice. So I think Ryan also wants to see more snakes. So we'll try and do our best, Ryan, to do some more snakes and keep ourselves on a professional footing. And I think that's all the comments I can pick up at the moment. I'm just seeing if I've missed anyone. I don't think I have. Apologies if I've missed anyone who may have made a comment that I may have missed. Oh, sorry, Colin. I have missed Colin. Colin made me laugh. He's the most honest of my subscribers, I think. And on the nun video, his response was, terrible! This is terrible! Colin, we'll do our best. We'll try and help you. I'm sorry if it's not ticking your boxes, Colin, but it's ticking 99.9% of our subscribers' boxes at the moment. So you've got to kind of re-examine maybe your feelings as well on that one. But it is, I can't please everyone all the time. As much as I'd like to do everything perfect for you, Colin, I'm not going to be able to do that. But just take what you want. Fast forward the stuff you don't want to see. You've got the choice, you can do that. And if you don't want to watch the channel, you have the option to go. But I want you to stay. I think you're a lovely guy, and I love your honesty, and I really appreciate your comments. So yeah, I'll let you make that decision. Okay? So that's all the news, local news. So now we're moving on to the Jedi theme. I'm going to give you some things that we're going to be discussing this week on that side to help us with our snake keeping. And the first thing is we're going to be, I'd like to share a quote with you and see if I can find my quotes. Mandy, how much time have we got? There's
17.5 minutes.
Okay, that's for James. You can see it's on my radar, James, just to let you know, that's coming soon. Okay, so Ozzy's going to be coming out with the electric guitar, so that's on the radar. Okay. Okay, this is the one I wanted to show you. This is called Aspects of the Force. Okay, and this is what we're going to use. We're going to use this little checklist here. So these are different angles to the Force and what the Force is. So during this week we're going to talk about what is the Force and how can we use the Force to help us with our snakes and to help us in our personal lives and to help us respect our planet and to love one another. We're going to be talking about the Force, the Jedi Force, and that's going to be subdivided into all these different areas here. So now I'm glad Maddie's here because her vocabulary is so much better than mine. Any idea what that first one is, Mandy?
I can't really see.
No? Okay. Well, I'll go a bit larger. Can you see it now? Alpaca? No? It must be a Jedi term. I'm going to look that one up and see what that's all about. Art of movement. So we're going to be talking about the art of movement. When to move your snakes, when to pair them, when to import them, when to export them. The art of snake movement using Jedi forces. We're going to be talking about breath control, how to control your breathing and how to control the breathing to help you be calm in this hobby. The center of being, how to control pain, our pain as well as our snake's pain, pain control. Detoxing poison, how do we take poison out of the rubs, how do we take poison out of the air, how do we take poison out of our snakes, how do we take poison out of us. An enhanced attribute, how do we enhance our attributes. Flash burn, got no idea what flash burn is, I'm going to have to look that one up, but I'm sure it would be interesting. Force body. So again, we'll look into these. Enlightenment. Force Ghost, Forced Healing, Force Speed, Force Stealth, Force Valor, Hibernation Trances. Now obviously ball pythons don't go into hibernation, but if you're keeping other snakes, I think it's colubrids, then they will go into hibernation. So we might be able to help those people that are keeping other snakes as well. And then there's 3 others: Thought Shield, Tapas, and Mori Crow. I've got no idea what that is. I've got no idea what that is, but that one I think I know a bit about. Thought Shields. So that's kind of a feel and flavour for what we've got. And on the Force, Shadow Master will be looking at things like following your instincts, gaining more knowledge, looking at your intuitive instincts, how to follow your intuition. You know, I talked about in part 1 to create extra humidity. I've never seen that in any textbook and no one's taught me, but today as I was looking after my snakes, spraying down that and putting in the rub to get the humidity up, I thought was an excellent idea, and I've done it. Tomorrow I'm going to see how they're doing. We're going to be talking about how do we defend ourselves and how do we defend our snakes. Just as the first part of today's blog, we talked about defending our families from this new South African variant of COVID. And we went through a checklist of things to protect ourselves, but we're going to use Jedi forces to work out how we can best protect our facilities. That's the security system in our facilities. We can cover things like protecting our snakes from viruses, mites and other things. I know we've covered a lot of that, but we can just have a look at different ways of enhancing that. So there's a lot of things that we can use to help us with that. So I'm going to end up with a video called it's called The Force is Explained. And Mandy, how much time do we have?
About 8 minutes, I think.
We've got a few minutes, so just as a little bit of preparation to get us in the mood for some Jedi training, I'm going to share this video, which is a bit of background on what is the Force and how can it help us. Let's see if I can find it.
In darkness, cold. In light, cold. The old sun brings no heat, but there is heat in breath and life. In life there is the Force. In the Force there is life. And the Force is eternal.
For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings shall we, not this crude matter.
Hey guys, what is up? King Film Comics Explained, and today we'll be taking a look at the mystical and often misunderstood Force as seen in the expanded Star Wars universe. The Force is a metaphysical, spiritual, binding and omnipresent power that is seen in the Star Wars universe. It is essentially an energy field that connects all living things in the galaxy, and is what gives birth to Jedi Order and the Sith their powers. The Force has existed in the galaxy for well over 25,000 years, prior to the era of the Galactic Civil War. The Force has been viewed in many different aspects, including, but not limited to, the light side, the dark side, the living Force, the unifying Force, the cosmic Force, and the physical Force. The first two aspects are concerned with the moral compass of the Force, as manifested by the conduct and emotions of living creatures, who are themselves part of the fabric of the Force. Since Disney's acquisition of Star Wars, much of the old lore and history has now been reserved for the place of Star Wars legends, until Disney decided to make it canon by adding it to their films. With this in mind, I thought it would be a good idea to go over many of the aspects concerning the Force, to prepare you for any surprises that may pop up in future movies. As we've seen in the films, the light side of the Force was the facet aligned with compassion, selflessness, enlightenment, healing, mercy, and benevolence, while the dark side of the Force was the element aligned with hatred, fear, anger, jealousy, and malevolence. It's explained that Jedi philosophies were responsible for unearthing knowledge about the latter aspects of the Force. The living Force dealt with the energy of living things, the unifying Force with the entirety of space and time, the cosmic Force with life after death, and the physical force, which is contained within one's surroundings.
Keep your concentration here and now where it belongs,
But Master Yoda said I should be mindful of the future.
but not at the expense of the moment. Be mindful of the living force, young Padawan.
Yes, Master.
One misconception is that specific abilities or powers were only usable by a follower of a particular path of the Force, but that's not exactly the case, as the Jedi have used the dark side of the Force, and the Sith have also used the light at some stage. For example, during the battle on Naboo between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul, I always felt that initially Obi-Wan was being driven by hatred and anger after his master was slain by Maul. Though the Force was thought to flow through every living thing, its power could only be harnessed by beings described as being Force-sensitive. Force-sensitive beings were able to tap into the Force to perform acts of great skill and agility. What I thought was interesting is that the Force also partially existed inside the life forms that used it and drew energy from their emotions. In the prequel films, it's explained that Force sensitivity was correlated with and sometimes attributed to a high count of internal microorganisms called midichlorians that were found in a Force sensitive's blood. Essentially, the higher the count, the greater the being's potential Force ability was, though there were some exceptions to this rule. Now, the midichlorians are essentially what connected the living Force to the cosmic Force and allowed a Force-sensitive individual to feel the will of the Force. The midichlorians are also believed to have originated on the wellspring of life, which is essentially a planet containing life imbued with the Force. Over time, the Jedi Order became the most well-known practitioners of the ways of the Force, although the galaxy hosted many other religions, observers, and users of the Force. Thousands of years prior to the Clone Wars, the Jedi Order and the individuals who became the Sith were considered brothers in the Force. This unity fractured, however, during the period of time known as the 100-Year Darkness, when a rogue Jedi began thinking that the true power of the Force lay not through contemplation and passivity, but through action. He also believed that only by tapping into the dark side could the full extension of the Force be reached. Obviously, the Jedi disagreed with these radical notions, and the fallen Jedi was outcast. He eventually gained many followers and created a new order, which resulted in the formation of the Sith. As the division between the Jedi and Sith grew, their open hostility eventually turned to war. This, I believe, was an effort to control both the galaxy and to impose their own philosophy with regards to the Force and how it should be practiced. These wars would rage for centuries, and many worlds were broken by their conflict, such as Morabad, which the Sith were eventually forced to abandon, and Malachor, the site of an enormous battle that left the planet scorched with no survivors on either side. I briefly talked about this in my Kylo Ren explanation video, and will leave links to this below. Eventually, in the waning days of the Old Republic, Sith infighting had led to their downfall, and the Jedi finally emerged victorious. The Galactic Republic emerged from the ruins of the previous regime, and with the Jedi as its guardians and advisors, they expanded throughout the galaxy and began an age of peace and prosperity, which would last for 1,000 years. However, despite the Jedi's victory, and the fact that the Force was now dominated by their light side philosophy, the Sith had secretly survived. The sole surviving Sith Lord was named Darth Bane, and realizing that the Sith's defeat had come from their infighting and greed, he created a new guiding principle for their order, known as the Rule of Two.
Okay, we'll leave it there. I hope you get a feeling flavour for the way the Force has developed and how it's connected with us, with our animals, with the universe, with the cosmos. And the Force is recognised by people in so many different parts of their lives, different religions, different belief systems. But somehow many of us connect with it because something inside us, which I believe is the Force or the Spirit, or I believe is the Spirit, it connects us with each other. So it allows us to know how someone's feeling by being true to our inner senses. And there is that extra sense that we can bring into our snake keeping. If we learn to harness this strength, we can fine-tune quickly the problem solving. There's so much we can do. I'm super excited about this week. Thank you so much everyone for joining us on this channel. Thank you Mandy for being with us. Sending you lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow where Jared's back for another edition of New Forest Morphs. Thank you and goodbye. Goodbye for now.